The Sahara is often imagined as a place stripped to its most unforgiving form. Light sharpens against the dunes and presses down on the earth with a steady force. In the hottest hours of the day, the desert floor reaches a temperature that can burn through almost any living creature that dares to cross it. Yet the land does not fall silent. A few small wanderers venture out in this furnace, moving with a purpose that seems almost frantic. Among them is a tiny figure, shimmering with a pale metallic glow. It is the Sahara silver ant, known for living at the edge of what life can withstand. Its world is shaped by extremes. There are no gentle transitions between cool and warm. Only a swift rise toward temperatures that climb far beyond the point most animals can endure. When the sun tilts overhead and other desert creatures retreat into shade or burrows, the silver ant begins its most active moment of the day. It is a behavior that seems to break all logic. Yet this timing holds a clear advantage. By stepping into the heat when others cannot, the ant claims a brief window in which predators lie dormant and competition falls away. To understand how such a small insect survives such harsh conditions, it helps to begin with its origins. The Sahara silver ant belongs to a lineage adapted over many generations to the unrelenting deserts of North Africa. These ants have not only learned to live with heat, but to use it as part of their strategy. Their story reflects a long process in which environmental pressure shaped physical traits, behavior patterns, and even the timing of daily life. A glance at their unusual appearance reveals much about their method of survival. Their bodies are covered with fine, reflective hairs that give them a muted silver shine. These hairs do more than catch the light. They help deflect a portion of the sun's energy and channel excess heat away from the surface of the body. In a place where temperatures at ground level can exceed the boiling point of water, even a slight reduction in heat absorption can mean the difference between life and death. The ant's shape also contributes to cooling. Long legs lift its body higher above the scorching ground, providing a thin layer of separation from the hottest air. Despite these remarkable adaptations, their tolerance has limits. The ants cannot remain outside for long. Their safe operating window may last only a few minutes on the hottest days. Every movement becomes a race against the rising temperature within their bodies. Researchers have noted that these ants approach their thermal maximum with alarming speed. The slightest delay or miscalculation can push them past survival thresholds. This urgency dictates their behavior. A foraging run begins with a coordinated burst from the nest. The ants scatter across the desert surface, but never in a careless way. They carry an internal map shaped by experience and scent, guiding them toward the remains of other creatures that have succumbed to the heat. Many of their meals come in the form of dead insects, such as heat-stricken flies that fall to the desert floor during the intense midday sun. The silver ants use this brief period of heat, when the desert becomes too dangerous for most creatures, to gather these resources without interference. Their search patterns show a kind of precision. Each ant moves at a rapid pace, covering ground as efficiently as possible. Their speed, which is among the fastest relative to body size in the insect world, helps limit the amount of heat they absorb. The faster they find a food source, the sooner they can retreat to the safety of the nest. Scientists once measured the top speed of these ants and found that their legs move so quickly that each step covers a substantial portion of their body length. It is a form of sprinting born from necessity. The desert terrain presents its own challenges. Wind may shift the sand from one hour to the next, and surface patterns rarely stay constant. Yet the ants navigate with an internal sense of direction that seems almost uncanny. They do not rely on scent trails in the same way many other ant species do, because heat can degrade those trails quickly. Instead, they use environmental cues such as the position of the sun and patterns of polarized light in the sky. This method, known as path integration, allows them to calculate distance and direction relative to their nest. Even after weaving across open terrain, they can take a near straight line back to their home. Their navigation system does more than guide them. It protects them from staying out longer than they can endure. An ant that has lost its bearings would not survive for long under the desert sun. Evolution has favored individuals that can make swift, correct decisions about their movement. This combination of speed, internal measurement, and heat-resistant structure helps the colony function in a place that challenges every living thing. Life inside the nest contrasts sharply with the dangerous world outside. Beneath the sand, the temperature drops to tolerable levels. The nest offers protection not only from heat, but also from predators that roam the desert surface. Here, the ants communicate through chemical signals and coordinate their roles. Workers wait for the exact moment when conditions outside reach the narrow window that suits their strategy. Then, with a sense of discipline, they begin their rush into daylight. A colony's success depends on timing. If workers emerge too early, predators such as lizards remain active. If they emerge too late, the heat may exceed even their remarkable tolerance. Some studies suggest that the ants adjust their foraging schedule based on subtle changes in the environment, responding to seasonal shifts and daily fluctuations in temperature. Their life is a continuous negotiation with the desert's rhythm. Food collection holds another layer of importance for the colony. Scavenging allows the silver ants to take advantage of resources without the risk of hunting live prey. They often work in teams to cut and carry the remains of dead insects. These fragments provide nourishment for the entire colony, including the brood developing inside the nest. In this way, their brief trips outside support a cycle of growth and reproduction that keeps the colony active over many seasons. The desert, however, offers no guarantees. Sudden winds, shifting dunes, or changes in temperature can disrupt their work. A cloud passing over the sun may briefly lower the temperature and awaken predators. An unexpected gust can bury small items the ants might have used as landmarks. Even tiny variations in the heat can shorten their foraging period. Every day presents a new challenge, and the ants must adjust constantly to these changes. Their resilience is evident not only in their response to daily hazards, but also in their longer life cycle. Queens can live for many years, producing generations of workers that carry the colony's strengths forward. Over time, the colony expands its nest, creating chambers and tunnels that help regulate temperature. The deeper layers remain cooler and more stable. This structure forms a safe haven during the hottest months and the chilly nights that follow. It shows that even in an extreme landscape, life finds ways to carve out places of stability. Although the silver ant is tiny, its role in the desert ecosystem is meaningful. By collecting the remains of other insects, it helps recycle nutrients that might otherwise remain scattered across the dunes. This form of scavenging supports a broader network of life, returning organic matter to the soil. The ants themselves become part of the diet of other desert animals when they move outside. Their existence helps sustain connections across many species, demonstrating that even the smallest creatures contribute to the balance of the environment. The silver ant also offers insight into the limits of biological endurance. Its ability to survive near the edge of thermal tolerance has drawn the attention of scientists. Studies of its reflective hairs and internal cooling methods have improved our understanding of how life adapts to extreme temperatures. These discoveries help explain how other desert creatures might manage heat and offer clues to how organisms respond to a changing climate. When we consider the ant's life as a whole, we see more than a story of survival. We see an example of how evolution shapes a species to fit its environment with remarkable precision. Every part of the silver ant's body, every movement, and every moment of its daily routine reflects a long history of adaptation. This deep connection to its surroundings highlights a principle seen throughout nature. Life does not merely occupy a habitat. It adjusts, transforms, and aligns itself with the forces that shape that habitat. Near the end of its daily journey, when the heat becomes overwhelming, the ant makes its final sprint back to the nest. The desert surface still burns, but the worker knows its route. The entrance appears as a small shadow in the sand. As the last individuals return, the desert quiets once more, save for the shifting wind and the steady pulse of sunlight across the land. In these closing moments, the story of the silver ant becomes a reflection of a broader truth. Every species on Earth faces its own set of challenges, often shaped by forces far greater than itself. Yet, through persistence and adaptation, life continues to find remarkable ways to endure. The Sahara silver ant reminds us that even the smallest living beings hold knowledge written through generations of struggle and survival. As the sun slowly lowers toward the horizon and the surface begins to cool, the silver ant rests in the safety of its underground home. Its world will repeat the cycle tomorrow, with the same intensity and the same narrow path for survival. Still, the colony will rise to meet it with the same determination. In the vast deserts of our planet, many stories unfold quietly beneath the glare of the sun. The tale of the Sahara silver ant is one of them. It shows how strength can take the form of speed, how adaptation can appear in a shimmer of silver, and how life continues to push against the boundaries of heat and time. Through its small but extraordinary journey, the ant deepens our understanding of the delicate ties that connect all living things. And so the desert holds its breath for another day, waiting for the moment when a tiny silver figure will race once more across the burning sand, carrying forward the ancient rhythm of life.